Good afternoon and welcome to the Kerry Garden Show. Alan Finn here with you again in Boyles of Killorglin, and I'm joined as always by my gardening expert Trish. Trish, how are we doing?
I'm very good, Alan, very good.
Good stuff.
Yep.
There's a little bit of sun shining on us, which is good because we're going to be talking about autumn colour.
Yes, exactly. As you see, even the one here in front of me, this is what I'm going to be talking about. Colours of leaves that change beautiful red hues, oranges, yellows, you have lovely berries. It's just to bring interest into the garden for the autumn time. Yeah. Don't be thinking all is the dreary days are coming in.
And everyone falls into that, but I was talking to Brendan Fuller the last day, and we were both having this conversation about how actually beautiful a time of the year autumn is.
Fabulous.
And he says it's one of his favourite times, and I can understand why, because like when it comes to the garden, when it comes to the forests around it, you know, everything around, there's a lot of change, but it just brings so much colour to the countryside and to your garden.
You can see it, and it's always kind of when the days get a bit colder, when the days get shorter, there's not as much light, so the chlorophyll is kind of going in the plants, in the leaves of the plant, and when the chlorophyll is gone, what comes out then is the other natural colours as the reds and the yellows and all that. And that's what we're going to talk about, introducing these plants into the garden to give you more interest and to bring, what we're always saying is to extend the garden.
Extend out the colour, you're always talking about it. So what we're talking about is someone who has maybe just planned up until this point.
Yes,
so the shrubs in the gardens, there's a lot of, maybe there could be some evergreen stuff in there, but that's going to stay evergreen. And there's not going to be the different textures and colours. So where will we start? Where will we talk about?
I'm going to start with this one anyway that I've had.
It's lovely and bright in front of you there.
Exactly. So that is a lovely, lovely crimson leaf. Now the name of this is a leucote. As you can see for the summer, that's the green leaf that would be on it. Okay. So this is what it changes this time of the year.
It's such a deep ruby red. It's beautiful fabulous for anyone who's listening.
So as you were saying, if you had a real green plant like the ones there and put it up next to it, it just lightens it up again. And the evergreen plants are good to have as well because they actually bring up the other colours better than as well when you've got a background of it. Now this particular one likes a lovely peaty soil. Same as for your rhododendrons and your azaleas. It's a nice small plant. You can grow 3.5 feet high and the same in width. Now the beauty about this, a lot of the leaves that change their colour, a lot of them drop eventually, but this one is actually evergreen. So that will keep onto this coloured leaf up until the springtime, and then the new growth that comes on then is the green again.
Okay,
so you're not going to lose anything on that. So that is a fabulous plant.
Wow.
And that can actually be planted into pots as well. If you don't have a huge garden, you're looking for a bit of colour for the autumn, that could be your centrepiece in your pot as well.
Give me the name of it again.
It's a leucote.
Leucote. There was Scarletta, I think.
Scarletta, and as the name says it really,
it's the scarlet red, absolutely.
So that's a fabulous plant.
Yeah.
Now, again, if you're looking for more autumn colour, and you have a lovely one there.
This is fabulous.
This is one of my favourites
because I love trying to pronounce this. It's the Euonymus.
Euonymus alatus.
I wasn't going to go that far.
If we want to keep it simple though, it's the spindle tree. Or the spindle bush.
The burning bush.
The burning bush.
I'm just reading the label here.
I was saying you're getting very good there now, Alan.
You thought I was all clever, but no. So the burning bush, and is that picture?
That picture is what it is.
My goodness. Now, just to anybody who's listening on the radio, this is just such. It looks like it's a fiery kind of.
It's like
bright,
it's burning.
Pink. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
It is. Now you can see at the moment, anybody that's looking at Facebook, it's completely green, and you would never ever think that that's going to change that, but it does. It turns a real fiery red, and it's kind of oranges in it as well, but it's absolutely fabulous.
Wow.
Now that does lose its leaf.
Okay.
Right, so it will change them colours for about a month and a half, and then it'll gradually lose the leaf.
So have these green leaves been on it since spring?
Yes.
Okay, so the green has come on it.
So the green is there all year round.
Just start to see a couple of tinges starting to change here now in some of the leaves, and it doesn't flower or anything else?
It does, no, it actually has what's called a little spindle fruit on it, which is a very bright pink fruit, and in the centre of it is an orange, little like a ball, a little seed in the inside of it, and even that is fabulous as well, and that does that throughout the summer, so you have that interest throughout the summer. Now when it does lose its leaf, the bark is completely different as well. If you're looking at it there, it's like a square really.
Yeah.
It's like going straight down.
Chunky.
It's like it's a corky bark is what it's called. And as that matures over the years, it's a real kind of woody feeling on it, and it's absolutely lovely as well.
And it's kind of green with bits of brown on it.
So that's a beautiful one to have.
Very
and again,
nice.
now that does prefer the peaty soil as well.
Okay, right.
It can grow to about 1.5 meters in height. You can get different forms of it as well. You can get a larger one of that as well.
Okay,
so that's
fantastic.
fabulous to have.
Yeah,
so that's another one that's nice autumn colouring. Now again, this is the old reliable hydrangea, and I just want to show to you what it looks like in the autumn.
Okay.
So obviously we all know it, where it had the green leaf on it. This had a creamy flower earlier on in the season, but as the flowers matured, they turned this lovely kind of pinky, winey, purpley colour.
Yeah, it is a very winey kind of purple.
And they're kind of lovely autumnal colours. So that's what it changes for the autumn.
And even the leaves as well, Trish.
And that's exactly what I was going to say.
The leaves.
The leaves on that are a lovely winey colour as well. And they're fabulous. Again, now these will drop, but there's just so much that goes on in the hydrangea that people don't realise.
That's why everybody loves them, I suppose, really.
And they're going on it now. Even that flower eventually will turn brown.
Okay.
Leave that on it over the winter time, and that will protect all any new shoots to come on it in the springtime.
Okay, so that's one you don't deadhead.
You don't deadhead this time of the year anyway.
No.
And this is another one of my favourites as well. It's a cotinus. Now, again, throughout the year, it's kind of this kind of greeny, purpley flower on it. But if you could see, and again now on Facebook, this leaf here.
Oh, it's a beautiful red.
Isn't it fabulous?
Yeah.
Like you can imagine that now when it is in leaf, in full colour throughout the autumn time. It is fantastic.
Wow.
So again, when we're planting all these shrubs, like you want to take into position, you don't want this one beside the euonymus because they'll all lose their leaves.
Yes.
So as you were saying, if you've got your good evergreen shrubs, place them in between, dot them in through the garden, make sure to look at the right heights as well so that you're not covering one plant over with another. And that's a particularly beautiful one as well. So that's a cotinus is the name of that.
So Trish, I guess as well, we've often said it as well too, at certain times of the year, go out, look at your garden and see where the gaps are, or see where the possibilities are. And what we're giving the listeners and viewers here today is fillers for those, the absolute fillers.
Spots.
If you know you've got a PD soil, there we've already got 2 or 3 great options to go and stuff like that and add in. So it's now that time, go out into your garden,
and
have
that's
a
why
look.
I always say as well is to take pictures of your garden
At the
different
different
times
stages,
of the years, because you might forget with, you're so busy going to work and in and out and you're thinking, God, it was lovely during the summer, now there's nothing. Where is these spots coming up? So take pictures at different times of the year and you'll be able to compare then as well. Now I suppose the next thing then as well is berries.
Yes, very, very autumnal. The birds and everything are coming out.
It's great for bringing the wildlife into the garden. Again, it depends on your area. If you've got a small garden, you've nowhere to be planting shrubs, whatever, you have wall plants then as well.
Yeah, I saw this little bit of a climber here. Or
so they're the climber. Now, this is called, the one I have in my hand is a cotoneaster or a herringbone cotoneaster. So basically, that can be planted up against the wall. And it has the lovely red berry this time of the year, but this also has a flower in it in April, May as well.
Oh, right.
So you're getting kind of 2 seasons out of it.
Yeah.
But the berry on that is absolutely fabulous. Now you will get the birds eating some of them, but look, there's no harm in that.
Do you know what?
There's no harm in that.
Isn't that what nature intended?
Exactly.
That's what nature intended.
So that would be your one for your wall. But
And
if
this
you
is
have a
another
ground
one.
cover, if you have an area that you just want to cover over in the ground, you're sick of all the weeds coming up, this one is really, really hardy and really, really fast growing. Again, the same thing, it has the red berries on it. This particular one can spread anything out to about maybe 3 to 4 feet wide all around.
Okay.
And again, it has the white flower April, May,
And
it
the
just
berries.
keeps, and it's berries then as well.
Yeah.
So as I say, a
So
great
that's
ground cover. Cotoneaster.
Cotoneaster. Oh.
Yeah. And then you have your other one then, which would be your Virginia creeper or your Boston ivy. Now the one I have here is your Virginia creeper, which is like little fingers. They're the size of your hand, and the leaves then. Now you can see the leaf colouring on that. It is fantastic.
It's just
you
so
you
many
have
different.
all the different hues as the season is going on. You got the green with a bit of red in the corner, and then you can see the
yellow and the red.
It's absolutely fabulous. Now with this Virginia creeper and the Boston ivy, they are self-clinging.
Okay.
So you don't need a trellis or anything like that.
Okay, that's
so
good
if
to know.
you've got, an old ugly cement wall that you just want to cover over, put this up it. Now when you're planting these, you plant them at an angle to the wall.
Yeah.
You'd pin on some of the stems at the moment.
Just to give them a little bit of help.
Exactly, and they'll just cover the wall, no
And
bother.
just like what you said, this could be planted now.
Yes, everything here that I'm showing you can be planted now.
Obviously, maybe wait for maybe 2 or 3 dry days. Would that be?
Well, no, the ground is not wet.
Yeah.
We haven't had, we've had a good dry spell for a while. I know it has been raining and, you have a mixture.
Okay.
But no, the ground is not that much saturated that you can't.
Perfect.
So you're fine then as well.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose before we leave the berries then as well, you've got the pyracantha. Now, it's quite thorny. We had it up on the table and Alan was going,
He kept catching me. He kept catching me.
So that one is thorny.
Yeah.
So that can be used as a border hedge then as well.
Bit of a deterrent.
Exactly. Again now, white flower, April, May.
And an orange.
Orange. Now you can
Beautiful
get them in orange, you can get them in red, and you can get them in yellow berries.
Oh, lovely.
So there's loads of different, and they attract the birds in them as well, and it's fantastic.
Okay.
Extremely hardy. The cotoneasters and the paracanta, if you've even in a seaside area.
No matter where you are.
No problem.
Yeah.
And they don't require a great soil, so more kind of on the poorer soil that we find then.
And speaking of thorny, let's pick up another little very common plant for this time of the year as well too.
Is your holly.
It's our hollies.
Now, did you say that it's thorny? That one is actually not thorny.
I know, I gave you the thorny one.
So there is hollies you can get that don't all have the thorns on them because people go to be in the way, whatever. But now with hollies, it's important to have a male and a female.
Oh, this is
for
unusual.
berries,
Okay,
right?
tell me about it. There's a male and a female.
There's a male and a female.
How do you tell? Dare I ask?
I go by the names.
Okay.
And unfortunately, whoever made up the names got them confused. So what I have
lads.
here is a silver queen, that's the male, and you should have the golden king, which is the female, right?
What in
I
the
don't
name
know.
of God
I don't know
were
who
they
made
at?
them up, but anyway.
Who were they at that day? They were definitely, I don't know,
So
that's
the
strange.
female one you have will berry, right?
But look, one way or another, if one's got a female name, the other's got a male, you know you've got the two different
Now there's
types.
loads of different types of hollies. You can get an ordinary green holly as well, which will pollinate. We'll say the likes of the one that you have as well.
Okay.
So if you wanted a lot of berry ones, obviously you could grow 6 or 7 of them if your garden is big, and just one male, and that will do the job.
Okay,
Yeah, that'll
right.
do it fine.
It's we'll leave it at that, so fair play to them.
So they're lovely, and they're
a
a good evergreen then as well. They're nice and bright. They got the green and the gold, or they got the green and the silver.
Yeah.
So they'd be lovely, and as I say, you can get them
variegated leaf as well too is
yeah,
lovely.
and you can get them in the ordinary green holly then as well. Do you know, the natural ones? So that's fine too.
Fabulous.
So they're lovely, and of course trees. You could never be far wrong with trees. If
No.
you go anywhere, like I'm only taking, say, Killarney now in the bypass that you go out,
Yeah.
it's spectacular in autumn time.
Oh,
you
it
see
is.
all the different colours. Again, now there's only one leaf in this, the rest of it is green at the moment.
But that's the stage
the
we're at,
colour
yeah.
it's actually going to change. So that'll be lovely in yellow. It's
And
not
that's a
just
silver
red,
birch.
that's a silver birch.
Silver birch,
Yeah, that's
okay.
a silver birch. So it's not just, you know, red leaves that everything is changing to. You got lovely yellow ones as well. So just to keep all that in mind.
And would the silver birch be a very big, would that
It
a
would.
big tree, so you
Yeah,
need to
it's a
take
big
into
tree.
consideration
Oh, yeah, size of your
space.
garden.
Yeah.
Now you can get a weeping form of that as well, which would be a bit smaller if you've got the smaller garden. So the best thing is to come in and look for advice and say the area that you've actually got. So say the area that you've actually got, and then you'd know whether it's going to be a big one or a small one that you'd need.
Okay, and we've also got
Now,
more great, beautiful colour here as well.
That one now is an Acer or a maple would be the common name. Now this particular variety is October Glory, and the name says it all really. You get the full glory in October.
Okay,
now you
perfect
can even
timing.
see that. Now obviously the chlorophyll was in that, and it's lovely and green. The chlorophyll is going out of it with
like
the days.
half and half.
Half and half. Now they come absolutely fantastic. They'd have the red, they'd have the bits of yellow in it, and they just change. You even get the gold in there.
Yeah.
Like them trees are absolutely fabulous.
Wow.
If you're not ready to plant trees, maybe this time of the year, take note of ones that you like.
Okay.
So just go around, ask somebody if it's in somebody's garden, or come in here and bring in a picture.
Yeah.
Take note of it so you'll be able to plant it next year maybe.
And over here as well too, I've got are these a variation of ash?
Yes, they're a sorbus, they're a
Sorbus.
mountain ash.
Mountain ash,
Mountain ash, and again
Okay.
these are berries. And also as well with this, they change lovely colours in the leaves. So you're getting both things going on with these.
Yeah.
With the mountain ash then,
Ornamental
you've
tree.
got your yellow berries and you've got your red
The
berries.
reds are here as well too, yeah, beautiful.
And they're fabulous. And the colours on the leaves, they change the oranges, yellows, reds, and gradually throughout. And they'd be a nice hardy tree as well, go up to about 15 to 20 feet high.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So again, obviously all of these things needs to be taken into account about the space and where you're going to put them. And of course, as you said, the colours that it brings, how it's going to add to your garden.
Yes.
And, you know, take into consideration the different type of soil types and what you have. So there's really, really lots and lots of options, Trish.
Oh, there is, yeah. Like even there now, I suppose before we finish up, the Helleborus, it's a lovely little white flower comes on that, and you'll see that peeking up like around Christmas time.
Oh,
and the
perfect,
white
lovely.
is just beautiful. So that's a lovely little one to be planting this time of the year. And of course, you've also got the grasses.
Yeah, just if you need a little bit of colour.
Just like the
lime.
Gold, I always say that the gold and the limey,
limey,
they just
yeah.
give that little bright. It's like a light in the garden.
It
That's
is,
what
yeah.
that is in the winter time.
And as things get a little darker and drearier, it's nice to have them and add them to the garden.
Exactly.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, that's fantastic. That is lots of things to keep everybody busy during the month of October and our October glory.
Yes.
Shani. So hopefully you'll have plenty in your garden as well too. That is pretty much it from us for the Kerry Garden Show this week. Thanks again to Trish for all her great advice and tips. And remember to take note of what's in your garden and where you might find a little bit of space to add some colour. That's it from this week. Until next week, from everyone here at Boyles, happy gardening.